Well, our project is to build an all-season chicken coop. I think we have all the supplies we need. It's going to be 12 feet long with a 3-foot cube for their coop with a 9-foot run. The main frame is going to be 4 pressure treated 2x4s. If they're cut to 12 feet long right now, that'll be the main frame. The coop, the main exterior will be 1/2-inch plywood. I have 2 sheets. Should be plenty. We're planning on insulating with 1-inch hard styrofoam. We have over here. Plan to insulate it on the inside of the coop. Then we'll need to cover it to keep the chickens from pecking the styrofoam. So I have both 3/8 ply and a sheet of 1/4-inch mahogany veneer. We're trying to keep supplies as small gauge as possible to reduce the weight of the coop. We have 2 1x2s and a 2x2s for the structure and trim. And very importantly, our chicken wire. We have 2 rolls of 1/2-inch chicken wire. It's not easy to find the 1/2-inch we found, but very important to keep the holes that small, to keep weasels out here anyhow. Lastly, a piece of 1 1/4-inch pipe. Since we'll have it sealed up pretty tight with insulation, we'll need to ventilate it for the winter time. Right, we put the frame together, 12-foot pressure treated 2x4s for the main frame, connected with crossers, standard wood on top, pressure treated along the bottom, 3 along the bottom. Prior to putting the plywood sides on, I attached the 1/2-inch chicken wire with 1/2-inch staples and then clamped it down with the plywood. From the far end, there's no plywood, so I used an upright 2x4. It holds down the chicken wire and provides vertical support.
You're losing your tooth, Rex.
1/2-inch plywood on the floor. 1-inch styrofoam. Just pressure fitted in there for now. We'll have to cover it with some thin plywood to keep the chickens from packing it. It's coming together.
And of course the pen is good for keeping babies in too. Just kidding. Good job, Ben.
What have I done since last time?
Well, looks like you have a chicken door in.
Ah yes, I built this wall here with the hole cut. 9.5 wide, 9.5 inches high, curved on the sides, and I smoothed out the edges so the chickens don't get slivers on the way through. I've lined the sides with the styrofoam, and on this side you use the 1/4-inch mahogany to cap it in. I used 1.5-inch screws so they wouldn't poke through the other side. We have 1/2-inch plywood on the outside plus 1-inch styrofoam, which equals 1.5, and then with the 1/4-inch mahogany, nothing will penetrate the other side. The screws will grab the 1/2-inch plywood on the outside.
Okay.
So that worked out well. I think my next step is to put the mahogany on the side where my back is, and then cover this side. I think I'm going to use strips of 1-inch plywood to create
A barrier to the insulation.
barrier to the insulation so the chickens can't turn and peck at that, because they peck at everything.
Yeah, they are little peckers, aren't they?
Little peckers.
Them little peckers.
We're getting close. Still need to insulate the floor on the bottom side. Yeah, put the big
Hello, Buggy. Okay, here's our next chicken coop update. With the man
Since the last clip, I believe we've finished making the box, finished insulating the top, the bottom, and the sides. A chicken door, small chicken door has been built, which we didn't bother insulating, and the main door to access the coop, we sandwiched styrofoam between 1/2 inch plywood and 3/8. Strips of 1/2 inch plywood to box it in so that the styrofoam isn't exposed.
And you got your, oh, go ahead and talk about the roof.
I've got 3 rails to screw the metal roofing on. We've gone with the 2x4 on edge to provide some rise and some slope down to a 1-inch flat piece of board to form the bottom edge, a ripped 2x4 partway in the middle to provide some slope. Styrofoam placed in between. Next step, extend the top and the bottom rails out onto the coop, put the metal on, and we'll cap the ends with plywood.
Okay, and I see you got your chicken door in here.
Oh yes. It slides well, but we're gonna have to figure out a system to be able to work it through the roof.
I still think a plunger system would be best.
I think it will. We have a roof on it now, very important part. We used strapping and some rafters for to connect the roof to and screw it to. The chicken door, we connected it with a piece of square aluminum tubing I found. Drill holes in it. When the door is open, put a pin through there. Lock it in place. Seems to be working pretty smoothly. Obviously, we still need to do the finishing touches of rolling out the final 1/2 inch chicken wire mesh. Once that's done, it should be weasel proof.
That nice metal roof, tilted to allow for the snow to come off
We're going to
nicely.
have to do something to make sure the edges aren't too sharp. I nipped off the corners. They were extremely sharp, but considering it's head height for little kids, I'll do something, hosing or something to get rid of the sharp edge. Inside, the next box is complete. We're contemplating a subfloor with a 1-inch rise with legs to roll to the back. We'll probably do that next.
The feeder.
Feed bin. Angled edges to try and keep the chickens from standing on there and pooping on the inside.
And the water dish, a heated water dish will go right here. And I'm assuming we're going to have a light up in that corner eventually too before
Yes.
winter, yeah?
It's springtime right now, so we'll get to the light by winter.
Yes.
We'll put the light on a timer, off the heated water dish, and the light will be on a timer.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward, I think.
I think so.
Lots of fine details. Oh, one other thing, can't forget. Next step will be to put a small feed bin on there for grit for the chickens.
Oh, that's right, the grit. The chickens need the grit. All right, so we're finally done this chicken coop. It's already been in use for a few weeks. But we're going to show you how easy it is to move this thing around. As you can see, we got wheels on it now. The inside, there's our chickens. Their nesting spot right here. There they go and nest a little bit. We usually have the water up here. We're just in the process of moving the coop again. And they're stooped to stand on. And my husband's going to show you how easy it is to move this. Oh, slanted metal roof. So we have a rope in the front here, and all he does is lift and move it to wherever he wants. Ta-da! So in the summertime we put it close to the edge of the bush for shade, and in the winter we move it over there close to the house so we can put the electricity up and everything. There we go. Perfect. And that's our water dish there. In the winter we use a heated water dish. Heated dog dish. Alright. Thanks, Ben, for giving us the demonstration.
Anytime.
So, we left in the summertime. Lots of bugs and mosquitoes. And now we're just adding one extra part here where it shows how everything is wired in. The light and the water dish and the vent and the sliding door.
Right. Of course, we waited until the day it started to snow.
Yeah, so this was done yesterday.
The electrical is pretty straightforward. It's coming in on the house, the yellow cord, and I have just a standard timer attached. It's a type usually used for a block heater outside your house. Works really good for this purpose. On the inside, all the power is going through a light bulb receptacle. You can get in there. Look on the right hand side. See, the power goes into there and then leaves it also, which goes to the heated water dish.
Here's the heated water dish.
With the light bulb, instead of using a metal box in behind, I wanted to use wood because I was concerned that the metal would attract lots of moisture. Cold winter days, you get a lot of frost even on the walls, and I thought it's best to keep that away from the electrical.
Are you guys warm enough in there? Oh yeah. There's the light box he was talking about again, in case you want to see it again.
The vent is really simple. It's just 1¼ inch black ABS pipe. We didn't want to go too big and have too much heat leave in the winter, but we didn't want it just so small that it would get plugged up by frost. Put one elbow on the end to keep the rain, snow, and wind out, and also in between the connection I folded up a piece of chicken wire to keep weasels out next summer.
So anything below -10, we shut them in at night. So he just pulled close it in, and to pull it, stick the nail in there so it stays.
And we'll close them in after it gets dark, once they're roosted, so they can see to roost. And then our timer comes on quite early in the morning.
Also the timer, if you have it coming on really early, then it ensures that the chickens lay eggs all winter.
Yes, sorry.
We do bank the entire chicken coop with snow, so it'll be iglooed over, and then we'll have a snow wall built all the way around to block the north wind from pounding up against the door, even though it is insulated. And if you want to know what that looks like, check out our How to Keep a Chicken Warm video, which is already up.
With the orientation, it's really important that we put it pointing this way. We are going to put boughs along this side, pack snow on, and boughs across the top. The snow will fall on the top. Chickens will use the run more. The sun comes up in that part of the sky, and it'll be allowed to shine through the end, and more importantly, throughout the day, late morning, early afternoon, when the sun's the brightest and there's the most warmth, it'll be shining right into the run against the dark green backdrop of the boughs. And they really seem to like that, even on the cold winter days.
And I am your camera person.